Suraj from Baker Hughes, please come on stage. Sagar Mohite from Efficient Plastic. Tripti Prabhu from Tata Sustainability Group. And Mohammed Dadaji. Great. Last few minutes, so more round of applause. I also need that energy a little bit. Please get seated. Are we ready to jump directly into questions? My panel? Okay, great. So firstly, thanks to everybody who took time out to put questions on this board. We found some really valuable questions. Due to time constraints, we're going to start off with about 6 to 8 questions. And if we have more time, we'd be happy to take questions from the audience as well. Right? So I think we will get started with the questions. I will start with Mohammed only first. So one question, Mohammed, is how can a beginner NGO who are doing a good job raise funds when every CSR company asks them to show high transactions?
Yeah, so I'm also coming from an NGO background. So I worked for a grassroots level NGO for 7 years. So it is a difficult thing. So what usually I will tell to the beginner NGOs is don't look for only CSR as a funding thing. Go with the individual funders and start the credibility. And over the period, you will get CSR funds. That is for sure. So in my experience, I have worked in one more organization that is an international NGO again. So we work for a big 4 companies. So one of the big 4 auditing firm, what they have asked us to identify the grassroots level NGOs. So I was in Chennai that time. Actually, I have identified nearly 12 NGOs in that. So in that, 5 NGOs has been failed due to due diligence, but their work are very good actually. I know personally them, but due to due diligence part, they have not qualified for the funding. But other NGOs got funding actually. And over the period, what happened is like after 2 years, they got a good funding from one of our NGO partner and also with the international grant as well. So this is how the companies will work. And one more idea I can give is like when I was working with an NGO, like I used to take care of volunteer management as well. So we used to do a lot of volunteering with the 2 corporates. So one of the corporate is asking for a grant. There is a small level grant is there, worth of 5 lakhs were like that. If you have any project, you can refer me. So I referred one NGO and they got that funding. So that's how the credibility will go and networking will flow, and over the period you will get the funding. I hope I answered the question. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mohammed. I will put the next question to Tripti. What benefits do employees derive from volunteering?
I'll give you a little bit of context before I start answering this question. So we have been doing volunteering in the Tata Group, I think since partition days. So we have archives of that. And since 2014, we have an established platform where we unify the volunteers, their family members and retirees as well. So we wanted to see, कि impact क्या है? वही question, वही बार-बार आता रहता है. So last year we did a study on what is the impact of volunteering on organization and employees. And there were 6,000 responses. And one of the questions which you asked was like something, there was a framework which came out of the study. The study was done by Chandrika ma'am from SP Jain Institute. And the framework is something like on the lines of KABR. Okay, I'll explain one by one. K is knowledge. So what did you learn from your volunteering experience? So volunteers somehow learn either something very minute or something which changes how they view life. So for example, it could be, I had no idea how relevant food insecurity or was in India. Or I had no idea that, the communities was going through something like this, even though I stayed 5 minutes away from them. So now that's knowledge, right? You can put matrix to it. Knowledge could be something like, I just got to know about it. It could be also be like, Make Foundation, where he was working on welfare schemes. Volunteer worked on that project. And now they know in and out of all the welfare schemes in central, released by central government and state government. So that's part 1. Second is action. After doing my volunteering stint, what did I do differently? Okay, so it could be like, I went for beach cleanup drive. I realized how much plastic there is. And then I shifted to not using plastic products. Now that's an action that they did on the individual level, right? And there are many of them. It could be as something like, I did volunteering. Now I have decided that, 10% of income will go for will go as monetary, like, thing from my side to the NGO that I'm working with. So that's second level, which is called as action. Now the third one is very interesting, very close to my heart, which actually made me shift from, like, I'd studied engineering. उससे shift करके मैंने social sector में job कर लिया, which was belief, what changed in my values, okay? And that's something on the lines of, I now know that empathy is the most important leadership quality. Or it could be on the lines of, oh, I had no idea that, this is how you're supposed to do, but it changed the game for me, and this is now my belief system. So that's, I think, a monumental change, because nobody can capture that कि आपका value system कौन ही capture कर रहा है, वो आपको खुद को पता होता है. And the last one is relational. So it's something on the lines ki, how did volunteering activity change my perception in relationships? So it could be with your parents, it could be with your friends, it could be with your partner. So something on the lines like, first I used to just answer her back. And these are all, whatever I'm just saying, like, the examples are all the responses that we got in the survey. Now I listen to her more promptly. Something on the lines of, like, I had no idea that, when I was helping the child, I was also, giving trauma to my own child. So I am now going to change the way I interact with my own child to ensure that, that changes. Like, he does not have trauma a few years down the line. So that's a framework we came out of it. But if you go in deeper sense, and there's a study on it, इसके अंदर भी और nuances है. So empathy है, leadership traits है, and the major thing which came out of it is like, what Vamsi was just speaking, retention with the organization. So they realize that, oh, whatever I'm doing is resonating with the organization value, and they want to stay back in the organization. So yeah, that's the framework that we have right now.
I will move to Sagar next. Sagar, how do you define a successful CSR partnership?
So, being a successful CSR partner as an corporate and NGO, while looking towards any CSR project from corporate perspective, basic intention we are having that how like NGO partners helps us to evaluate a very good project which is aligned towards our कंपनी का सस्टेनेबिलिटी का जो भी पॉलिसीज एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव्स होता है वो लाइक बेसिकली ट्रस्ट एंड हाउ इट बिल्ड्स ट्रस्ट हाउ ट्रांसपेरेंसी लाइक हाउ NGO will help us to create a meaningful impact on projects what we identified. Like for an example, since we are in manufacturing, we are into like manufacturings of plastic components. So हम ऐसे ही projects पहले उनको तवज्जो देते हैं लाइक इम्पोर्टेंस देते हैं जो हमारा बिजनेस फुटप्रिंट्स कम कर सके लाइक वी आर इनटू प्लास्टिक्स वी आर इनटू वेस्ट प्रोडक्शंस सो ऐसा कोई प्रोजेक्ट्स रहेगा जो कि एनवायरमेंटल कॉज में है which can helps us to reduce the business footprints. Second, while manufacturing में काम करने के टाइम पे I will share my experience that the total workforce we are having into our organization 50% से ज़्यादा हमारा female staff है workforce है. So to be honest 50% से ज़्यादा हमारा फीमेल वर्कफोर्स है बट एग्जीक्यूटिव्स और ऑफिसर्स में हमारा रेशियो इज़ बियॉन्ड 25%. सो यहाँ पे हमें समझ में आता है कि वी नीड टू वर्क ऑन द प्रोजेक्ट्स वेयर वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट शुड बी हायर like women from the workforce how they can integrate into engineer level into officers level so that the 25% का ratio will be so basically हमें ऐसे projects चाहिए होते हैं जो हमारे business से aligned हो that can be like benefiting आज हमें बेनिफिट नहीं होगा बट आगे जाके किसी न किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में बेनिफिट होगा. ऐसे हम लोगों को जो NGOs आइडेंटिफाई करके देता है इम्पैक्टफुल वी बिलीव मोर ऑन दोज थिंग्स एंड दैट्स ऑल.
Thank you so much. I will now move to Suraj. Suraj, this is a slightly different question. What low-cost AI tools should a small NGO adapt first?
Okay. So just a quick context here, right? So I'm not the CSR piece is not my primary role at Baker Hughes. Baker Hughes is an energy technology company, and I work in the digital technology track. So it's pretty like the question is kind of very close to what I do on a day-to-day basis. And we had Vamshi now come up and talk about how he used AI to kind of present the deck. So I think the thing is we. Oh, okay, I'm good. Okay. We don't really have to kind of break our heads in identifying, okay, what tool should I use and stuff like that. The main thing is AI can only work as good as you identify what your bottlenecks are, and only you know what your bottlenecks are in your org or in your NGOs, right? So maybe identifying those bottlenecks key, okay, maybe merko, I want to do like nice, beautiful decks. You have like a bunch of AI tools there. You want to have transcripts and stuff like that. So those are the things. But the most important thing would be to actually identify what my weaknesses are. And I think a lot of people say that AI is going to replace humans and stuff like that. That's what they said when internet came. That's what they said when computers came. That's what they said when printing machines came. So again, we just got to embrace AI. It's there. It has always been there. It's just the way that we consume it today is changed. So maybe identifying those bottlenecks, what are my weak points, and again, and if the question comes, I think the word was the low-cost tools, right? Vamshi again mentioned, right, that the corporate partners that you have, you can leverage them. I think a lot of the big companies like Salesforce, Google, they do have like a lot of these non-profit suites which kind of give you free licenses, also at a very low cost licenses. So there are options available, and today it's a lot more easier than it was 5 years ago to kind of find those. So yeah.
Thank you, Suraj. The next question is, if you were building a volunteer and M&E framework for an educational NGP today, what would be the 5 most important indicators? And I would like Mohammed to answer this question.
So M&E framework for volunteer management, education NGO, right? So I can go with an example what I'm doing now in our corporate. Like we have a 3 to 4 virtual mentoring program which we are running currently, and we have another program last 1 year we have started. It's a direct one, monthly ones we used to do. Like what are the outcome we are taking it from the volunteering perspective is like students learning outcome. That is the first important indicator I can use it. So what they have learned from the session. So what they got as a benefit, as an output. And second thing I can go for like student engagement and confident. So 1 or 2 session, the confidence and the engagement will be little less actually. And when compared to the 3rd, 4th session actually, the engagement will go high because the volunteer will have a good rapport with the particular students or particular set of school students, entire group. So second indicator will be like that, and third indicator will be like a volunteer retention. Is the same volunteer is coming back the 3rd month or 4th month, so the volunteer also interested to part of that. The volunteer will feel like I am making some change to the particular students, and because of that actually the students also go engage mostly. That is the 3rd indicator. And 4th I can tell is like skills utilized properly, because like one of the volunteers asked, I'm good at literacy and digital thing, can I take a session on this because it is out of the syllabus of mentoring, can I go for it? I said okay, yeah, if you have a time we can ask that NGO, if we have an extra time we can take the session as well. And the volunteer took it actually. If you see, the skill has been utilized properly completely from that one particular volunteer, so he will go for the next sessions as well. So that is the 4th thing. And 5th is like long-term impact. Say for example, we are doing one skilling program. Once if we got a job placed and the life is settled, that is the long-term outcome which you used to have for M&E for this education-related programs. Yeah, thank you.
Great, awesome. Thank you, Mohammed. We'll move to the next question. What differentiates organizations with strong volunteering cultures from those who struggle to drive participation? And I think, Tripti, you would be the best to answer this.
This one is a very challenging one as a question itself, but I'll take a chance on this. Vamshi covered a lot of it, right? He was talking about transactional to transformational in his slide, and he said ki ye karo. Okay, I'm just going to add to that. Okay, I don't know. Like I have shared with some of you in the past, Isha and I, Nirmala ma'am used Isha as a as a testimonial for her organization. I'm going to use the same. She and I worked at UNI Trust. I worked with that organization for 6 years, and that's what made me shift to social sector. And they have this beautiful model on how volunteers stay with them for years. Okay, first one is like they get into the system. It's like going to Taj, right? You can go to any other hotel in the world, but what does Taj offer you? It offers a like unmatchable hospitality. आपको ये चाहिए मैं दे दूँगा, आपको वो चाहिए मैं दे दूँगा, आपको ये अभी चाहिए मैं अभी लेके आता हूँ मैडम, right? That's something that you and I did with us at the start. So as soon as we joined, there was a warm welcome for us, right? Everything was explained to us in a detailed format. They also explained how the model is going to look, how is the impact. Impact, I think, we use it very loosely. Impact is I think it's a long stretch. You don't see impact within first few years of volunteering. I think outcome के ऊपर बात कर सकते हैं. Outcome होता है. तो आउटकम क्या दे रहा है, लाइक विद इन 9 months of volunteering with UNI, what is the outcome that is going to happen, and it's not a big one. So if somebody is thinking कि पहले साल मैंने volunteering किया और मेरा दुनिया बदल जाएगा, वो बहुत ही naive version है आपका, क्योंकि वो 19-year-old also believe that. Now I'm 29 and I know that that's not true. So volunteering takes time. So we have to give that as a heads up to the volunteers when they join, because they don't know. They have the intent. They might have the passion on the same level like you have, because you have started the same organization. But आपको वो reality check उनको तभी देना पड़ेगा. You need to be transparent and honest with them कि impact बहुत long journey, आपको रहना पड़ेगा हमारे साथ उतने time तक. After that, what they used to do is, there was a community-like feeling. So we had something called as flippant tools, which we used to use in the classroom. We used to use the flippant tools with each other. So we used to give affirmations to each other. We used to share personal stories. Somebody said vulnerability, जो lacking है आजकल volunteering में, और especially Gen Zs में, right? So we used to sit in a group, have conversations, share personal stories, share how we were facing difficulty while teaching the child. That built community. And that gave a sense. So every day, even though my commitment was for only Saturday, I used to go Saturday, Sunday, both days. And then my attendance was more than 100%, because मैं 2 दिन जा रही थी, मेरा तो commitment था भी नहीं उतना, because I got that feeling from UNI. And then the kids also used to give you affirmation and vice versa. So there was this bonding with your child that I am going to stay with that child for a period of 9 months, right? उसके बाद there was transformational journey. So this year I'm a volunteer. Next year I get to be in charge of 35 volunteers and 30 kids. I get to be in charge of a center. Now that's leadership lesson that you're giving the volunteer. And it's huge. It made a lot of difference to all the volunteers. There were around 50 leaders each year in just Mumbai chapter, right, with 400 volunteers. It made a huge difference to them. I know a lot of them have cracked into you by using the UNI experience of leadership. And the last one was taking the transformational journey ahead and ahead. So there were levels created. So मैम सेड उनका ऑर्गेनाइजेशन पूरा वॉलंटियर बेस्ड था. UNI का जो मेन टीम है बैंगलोर में, उसको छोड़ के भी बाकी पूरा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज़ वॉलंटियर बेस्ड इन मुंबई. एंड राइट नाउ दे आर रीचिंग आउट टू 2000+ students. That's a wonderful model. But how does it work when you're not working with children, right? This model will only work when you have students, when you're interacting with a child. So what do you do then? You bring in the honest nature of the work that you do. So you tell them the realities and how you have built the program. What is your outcome like? So for more mature volunteers, somebody who is in a corporate, who is past the 35s, they are not going to look at this community experience. They might want to just look at the work that you do, and they want to stay with you. So how do you build that? Right? So you give them more challenging roles. So we have we run a program called as Pro Engage, where we have skilled volunteers giving their time to the NGOs. The NGO kept on giving work to that volunteer, and he was building a digital literacy platform. He was doing the curriculum revision. Next edition उसी के साथ काम कर लिया on revamping how the digital infrastructure looks in their organization. And due to that, what happened was that same volunteer has worked with same organization for over 3 years now. Okay, and he is now part of their advisory board because he actually used his technological skills and revamped the entire setup, digital infrastructure for the organization. What was like, there were soft skills which were involved. The volunteer was part of the decision making. It was not कि ये मैंने बोला है तो ये काम होगा, right? There was a give and take of what we can do together. It was a collaboration and not like one way effort कि मैं बोल रहा हूँ, मुझे पता है मेरे प्रोग्राम के बारे में तो आप सुनो. Once you start doing that, they are not going to be coming back to you. There needs to be like a collaboration, there needs to be empathy when you are interacting with the volunteer. मैं खुद सोचती थी कि जब corporate volunteer आते हैं वो काम नहीं करते हैं, which is true on some levels. But क्यों काम नहीं करते हैं? Like, they also have difficult days at work. So if you're not going to be flexible in how you're going to manage their schedule, they're not going to stay. If you give them Taj Mahal hospitality again, if you give them like दिक्कत हो रहा है, अच्छा हम schedule करते हैं, अच्छा कर लेते हैं. अगर ये नहीं हो रहा है आपके साथ, ये कर लो. अगर आप बोल रहे हो कि 10 सेशंस लेने थे, आप 8 कर पाओगे क्या? एटलीस्ट 8 ट्राई कर लो, 2 हम एडजस्ट कर लेंगे यहाँ वहाँ. स्टार्टिंग में लेट इट गो, नॉट बी टू अडामेंट कि हमने ये बोला था साइन अप करने के टाइम पे. स्टार्टिंग में लेट इट गो. Once they show, once you build the trust with them, then you can that equation will go for years. So yeah, I think that will work.
Thank you, Tripti. Beautifully shared. Sagar, I will put the next question to you. What would you say to companies that haven't yet invested in employee volunteering?
Employee volunteering, okay. So, regarding employee volunteering, start with small, but start. Actually, because the reason I would say, we are living into metro cities and we don't have exposure. Many of peoples in manufacturing अगर metro cities में है, मुंबई, पुणे, so we don't have exposures कि rural areas में क्या real scenarios है. So because of employee volunteering, किसी मैनेजमेंट को या फिर किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को नॉट नेसेसरी कि दे शुड हैव अ स्पेसिफिक CSR डिपार्टमेंट और फुल फ्लेज CSR कमिटी. इट्स जस्ट अ अप्रोच वी नीड टू कल्टिवेट विद इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, बिकॉज आई वुड से कि एज आई टोल्ड कि वी आर वेरी प्रिविलेज एंड वी डोंट हैव द एक्सपोजर रूरल एरियाज़ में क्या सिनेरियोस है, जो कि हम जब तक वहाँ पे जाते नहीं हैं तब तक हमें पता नहीं चलता है. सो द ओनली थिंग इज़ कि वी नीड टू नो कि एक छोटा सा ट्री प्लांटेशन भी करना है तो एक फार्मर एक छोटा सा सैपलिंग से ट्री लगाने के लिए उसको कितना एफर्ट्स लगता है, वो जब तक मैं मिट्टी में हाथ नहीं डालूंगा तब तक नहीं पता चलता है. सिमिलरली क्वालिटी एजुकेशंस, एंड हम जो भी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग्स में भी अगर काम कर रहे हैं या फिर कॉरपोरेट्स में भी काम कर रहे हैं, सो हाउ डू वी डिप्लीट द नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज, जनरेटिंग द वेस्ट, उसका एनवायरनमेंट पे और रूरल एरियाज़ में क्या उसका इम्पैक्ट होता है, वो मुझे तभी पता चलता है जब भी मैं जहाँ पे जाके वॉलंटियरिंग करूँगा तभी. देयरफॉर आई थिंक कि CSR के लिए फंड्स लगते हैं, बट जो एनवायरनमेंट कॉज के लिए या फिर सोशल कॉज में जाने के लिए वॉलंटियरिंग का अप्रोच लगता है. सो एवरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन शुड एम्फसाइज ऑन देयर एम्प्लॉयज़ टू वॉलंटियर. काम से जाके थोड़ा सा टाइम तो निकाल ही सकते हैं 1-2 घंटा, बिकॉज उसके वजह से क्या होता है, एम्प्लॉय एंगेजमेंट होता है, थोड़ा सा मॉरल बूस्ट होता है, सेटिस्फैक्शन बढ़ता है, टूवर्ड्स सोसाइटी देखने का अप्रोच अलग हो जाता है अपना. अब तक हम लोग सोसाइटी से लेते ही आ रहे हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ मैनी थिंग्स, बट देयर शुड बी टाइम वेयर वी शुड पे बैक. हम इक्वली तो पे बैक कर नहीं सकते, लेकिन कुछ एक्सटेंट पे हमें पे बैक करने के लिए देना चाहिए. एंड मुझे ये नहीं जब तक समझेगा जब तक कॉरपोरेट्स और मैनेजमेंट हमें थोड़ा सा, आई वुड से मैंडेटरी, बट एक कल्चर कल्टिवेट करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. सो डेफिनेटली येस, एवरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन CSR फंड आपका कितना भी हो, बट दे शुड एम्फसाइज कि फंड PM रिलीज फंड में भी जा सकता है, बट दे शुड इन्वेस्ट और आई वुड से कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट थ्रू एम्प्लॉय वॉलंटियरिंग. एंड दिस इज़ व्हाट आई कैन से. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
So we have a program called volunteering for our first alum. Like we have an alumnus in our organization. So they have moved to other organization, but they don't have any volunteering programs over there. But every month, actually, we will circulate in our portal. Like these are the employee volunteering opportunities we are having in this month. And surprisingly, I got many nomination for that activities as well. And when we ask the employees, like in your current organization, do you have any plan for the volunteering and anything? They're telling no. So that's why they're coming back for our volunteering opportunity also. So it's a nice platform. So we are making a few programs in upcoming days as well. So I think I thought of adding this point. Yeah. Thank you.
One more point I want to add, because we are हमारा नेटवर्किंग बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग होता है, लाइक जेनजीज का या फिर हमारा. बट क्या होता है कि जो मिड लेवल के जो होते हैं, लाइक स्पेसिफिकली मैन्युफैक्चरिंग्स में काम करने वाले लोग होते हैं, मैनी पीपल्स आर विलिंग टू डू CSR और सोशल कंट्री, लेकिन उनको प्लेटफॉर्म नहीं मिलता. सो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग्स या फिर कोई भी कॉरपोरेट्स अगर प्लेटफॉर्म क्रिएट करके देता है, देन दिस इज़ अ वेरी गुड फॉर देम कि हमारा कंपनी हमें काम के अलावा भी ये प्लेटफॉर्म क्रिएट करके दे रहा है, सो दैट वी कैन कंट्रीब्यूट टू द सोसाइटी. सो दिस इज़ ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग फॉर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टू अंडरस्टैंड कि हाउ शुड दे स्टार्ट एम्प्लॉय वॉलंटियरिंग अलॉन्ग विद द CSRs. Thank you.
Thank you, Sagar, for also adding a lot of your personal insights into this. Suraj, similar on these lines, how can employee volunteering reinforce company values?
Okay. So you've seen a lot of the companies, they'll have their vision statement, their values. I can specifically talk about mine. We have 4 core values: lead, care, collaborate, grow. And the thing is, when you see or when you're doing these volunteering opportunities, a lot of these values come into action, or else they are just words, right, on a screen, on a PPT or whatever. But when you give when there are people who are doing or driving these volunteering events, you see those values in action. And it's not just about driving those volunteering events, but when you also see a lot of the leadership kind of making that top-down push, that hey, we need to do these employee volunteering events. We need to do something related to sustainability and stuff like that. So I can talk about my personal anecdotes and so we're a company based out of the US. Sustainability is a very, very important thing for us, given we work in the energy space. We're into oil and gas, and so all right, it's kind of very carbon is like a very 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 kind of the buzzword, carbon becoming net zero and stuff like that. And we have made some commitments. We have a lot of other CSR research projects that we're working on. But again, those are the things that kind of happen in silos. But when you talk about grassroots level, especially, we have an office in Powai. The Mumbai location is what I look after, and we've kind of collaborated with Bhumi and do a lot of these volunteering events. And we started in 2023. It was a big shot. Like I said, the CSR piece is not my primary work, but I just had an idea that, hey, post-COVID, we are calling people back to the office. It's about time we need to do some volunteering events. And nothing used to happen, right? They used to do cricket tournaments and stuff like that, but nothing related to the social impact and stuff like that. And then we started with this very idea. I went up to my CIO and said, hey, we want to do, is there any way we can do this event, maybe we need funds for it or not. And then the response that I got was that, hey, whatever you want to do, just say, we'll do it. So sometimes it's very, you feel ki, Arey, how do I go and ask for funds? But then, if you never ask, the answer will always be no. So somehow it started, 2023 we started, and it kind of snowballed. We're in 2026. We're kind of doing events every year with Bhumi only. So the values, when you see a lot of, even in terms of the volunteer numbers that we saw, 50, first there were 50 people, 60 people, and now we do a good 100 people in the office. the employee count of the site is around 250, 300, and we are allowed to work remote. So on that basis, I think it's a pretty good number. So personally, I feel a lot of people, they want to do things like that. They just don't really get the platform. And once you kind of connect the platform and the mission statement, the value statement, the values that you talk about, when they see a lot of in conjunction, I saw, I think it was Vamshi only presenting the business case for CSR, right? How there was a nice data points that he gave, in terms of how they feel, the morale and things like that. I think those are the quantitative metrics that we can talk about. But from a personal standpoint, right, it's always good that employees have that medium to come and participate. I think Trupti was mentioning about having busy schedules, right? So you don't have to come in and, go out somewhere, and that's the model that we follow. We do a lot of these volunteering events inside of office, and especially our office comes in a special economic zone. We have restrictions, but we've built those relationships where we are able to kind of find ways through. So that's the point that we try to do is, acha theek hai, you don't have to come for 2 hours, but just come for 1 hour, but give it your 100%. And we ensure that the values that we talk about, it's just not that we talk about it, but we kind of play around with it in action. And these are not words for us, but we do, it's a call to action with everything that we do. So.
Great, thank you, Suraj. That's it with the list of questions that I had actually shortlisted. But I also wanted to put forward the mic to all of you. This fireside chat was also a sudden idea that came up that we thought would be nice to pick up some questions that NGOs would like to get answered and then put questions to them. I also want to share a disclaimer that they also got to know their questions only about 15-20 minutes back. So it has been like a fireside chat. We got some of you to contribute to the questions and then got them to answer. Firstly, thank you for answering this list. But we do have about 4 to 5 minutes. Can we take some questions? Yeah? Great. So now is your time. If you feel your question was not picked, or if you have another question that you want to ask, we can get them to answer.
मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूँ कि अभी हम एक CSR प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं, तो जैसे पहले उन्होंने बताया था कि बजट इस मैटर करता है, मतलब कि कॉरपोरेट के लिए, लेकिन बजट हमारे लिए भी मैटर करता है, मतलब कि लो कॉस्ट, मतलब कि उतनी भी कॉस्ट डाउन चली जाएगी तो फिर हम भी नहीं कर पाएंगे। तो मेरे साथ ये हुआ कि जैसे कि प्रोजेक्ट का जो बजट है मैंने रखा था कि यार यहाँ तक ठीक है, फिर लेकिन और नेगोशिएट फिर मुझे ऐसा लगा कि यार मैं अभी और नेगोशिएट करूँगा तो फिर प्रोजेक्ट ही हाथ से निकल जाएगा। सो कैसे, मतलब कि इसको कैसे हम डील कर सकते हैं?
ओके, आई थिंक द बजट इम्पोर्टेंट तो होता ही है कॉर्पोरेट के लिए, बट यू ऑल्सो नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स आर नॉट ऑन एक बंदे के कंट्रोल में नहीं होता वो चीज़। स्पेशली इन आवर कंपनी वी हैव, बिकॉज इट्स अ US बेस्ड कंपनी, देयर इज़ अ होल वर्क फ्लो दैट इज़ देयर, और किसी भी चीज़ को एक्टिवेट करने में एक यू ऑलमोस्ट 8 to 12 months you kind of do. It takes long. I think the bigger the corporates, the more वो एक करके वो निकलता है. But I think budget is one, but also you need to understand कि क्या ये कंपनी का CSR जो initiative है या what their model is, do they really want to do something in this sector? So for us, we have always been clear when we do CSR projects, it is always related to sustainability and environment. So if we ever get those proposals where we have somewhat that is not related to this, it's a clear, those proposals don't really go up. So we are very transparent when it comes to that, and maybe when you are approaching to get those fundings, you also need to, I think someone really said, right, you need to do your homework. That's the exact piece. क्योंकि आप अगर, if you go to someone else जिनके वो priorities में है ही नहीं, of course you might have to you might either get stuck or you might face a similar problem that you're facing.
Yes, in this case I want to add कि हर एक organizations के specifically एक goals होते हैं कि if suppose they are having so and so amount of budget, then they have to spend this kind of budget in like this project, this kind of budget in this. So somewhere if suppose there is a means 10 to 15% का ऊपर नीचे होता है तो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कभी भी आगे पीछे देखता नहीं है, मतलब मोस्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स. बट द थिंग इज़ कि जैसे कि आपने बताया कि नेगोशिएशंस तो वी डोंट बिलीव इन नेगोशिएशंस बिकॉज बेसिकली इट्स अ CSR एंड वी डोंट वांट टू deviate the quality of any like initiatives you are doing. So definitely कोई भी corporate ऐसे ही चीज़ पे देखता है जहाँ पे वो फुल फ्लेजली पूरा का पूरा जो NGO पूछ रहा है वो प्रोजेक्ट करने के लिए फंड. सो उनका अप्रोच यही होता है कि अच्छी तरीके से हो वो. अगर इट हैज़ टू बी येस और इट हैज़ टू बी नो, बट समवेयर नेगोशिएशंस के लिए कॉरपोरेट भी कभी इतना देखता है.
So in budget perspective, I have a few things to say. For example, like when I review the budget, when it comes to the CSR project, what happened is like recently I have reviewed one of the budget. Maybe I can take that as an example. So in that actually they have put the admin cost nearly 30%. So as per the CSR rule and compliance, so we have only 5%, right? But they have put around 30%. But how come we can accept that proposal? Say that is the main thing actually. So NGOs need to work a lot on the budget perspective. Say for example, when I got a medical equipment thing, so they have not get a quote from 3-4 people. They got only the quote from 1 people and they have sent the proposal to me. Similar thing, I have done the same thing with the other corporate when I was working with an NGO. So I know few medical companies. I just ping them and ask what is the cost for this material, and it's relatively low when they quoted. So it comes around 17,000 rupees low for one equipment. Say this much for the same quantity, the measurement, everything will be done in the different cost as well. But NGO suddenly when they have the timelines, or I don't know why they are sending as much fast like that, they are sending immediately without reviewing the budget line items. That is the major thing. So and another example is like when I was working in NGO and working for the big auditing firm, they review budget each line item. They will ask why you are giving a salary for this person this much, what kind of experience he brings, share their resume. They want to review it actually. So how much years of experience that person is have, what kind of tool they are using, what landmark they are there. So lot of questions are there. So you need to do lot of homeworks before submitting any proposal.
सर जी मैं CSR नहीं संभालती, बट just from the knowledge of hearing that what from the colleagues who have managed CSR in the past, first is कि आपको market analysis करना पड़ेगा. अगर आपका कोई competitor ही कंपनी को कम दाम में बेच रहा है तो वो तो वही एक्सपेक्ट करेगा आपसे, राइट? दूसरा, आप आउटकम क्या दे रहे हो? आपका जो आउटकम है, प्रोग्राम का इम्पैक्ट है, लॉन्ग टर्म प्रोग्राम इम्पैक्ट, क्या वो मार्केट में कोई और दे रहा है क्या, राइट? अगर 4 लोग स्किलिंग प्रोग्राम चला रहे हैं, कोई बोल रहा है कि मैं 60,000 में इतने ज़्यादा बच्चे करूँगा, एज अ कंपनी आई वुड लाइक टू प्रेफर टू गो टू समबडी हु इज़ गोइंग टू गिव मी मोर नंबर्स एज वेल एज आउटकम इन द फ्यूचर, राइट? तो आप एक तो पहले आपके आजू बाजू को देख लो कि जो आप प्रोग्राम कर रहे हो वो क्या दाम में बेच रहे हैं आप कंपनी को, और दूसरा है कि आप वो लोग मतलब क्या आउटकम्स भी दे रहे हैं. अगर उनका आउटकम्स बहुत ज़्यादा बेहतर है तो आप उनसे पहले सीख लीजिए कि क्या क्या कर सकते हैं टू इन्हांस योर प्रोग्राम, एंड देन देर विल बी अ पॉइंट वेयर द कंपनी वांट्स टू वर्क विथ यू, दे विल बी डेस्परेट टू वर्क विथ यू बिकॉज यू आर गिविंग दैट आउटकम. तो आप अपने इम्पैक्ट पे फोकस कीजिए, कंपनी दूर से भाग के आपके पास आ ही जाएगी एक पॉइंट के बाद.
Thank you to all of you for sharing your thoughts. I think in the interest of time, we may not be able to take any more questions. But thank you to all of you who opened that Padlet board, were able to put questions and also ask questions here. We will close this session for now. So thank you Suraj, Sagar, Tripti and Mohammed for being a part of this. It was a new concept. I know I threw you with questions suddenly, but thank you for answering it so beautifully, and I hope all of you got to learn some insights from this. Big round of applause for the panelists.